trope, sexual magic, we have the 5 of Swords. Okay. So it just feels like, like it's possible she's dealing with a guy who she has like a different kind of philosophy of like what love is, or like how to go about it. Like she seems a lot more sophisticated than him, and he thinks that like maybe love is simple, and like I'm like this some handsome guy, and I'm used to getting what I want, kind of, and I don't have to like do too much to win your approval, But she's really like a well-defined individual and has a lot of grace and dignity about her, and has sort of higher aspirations, like a high level of operation for everything in her life, including romance. So while this guy thinks like he can kind of own the situation, he doesn't know the half of it. Like I don't know. Like I didn't Google her beforehand. I'm just like picking up what I pick up about her. So if you're just tuning in, or you didn't read the title, I'm reading about doing a psychic reading of Ariana Grande right now. So, and this guy thinks that like maybe by like arguing his point, like he can sort of manipulate the situation where he can kind of get his way, and like change her mind, but her mind is like already in a really high place and functioning on a different like level of logic that is like, I would say, superior to his. So arguing really won't get him anywhere, and he's just gonna look kind of stupid for doing that. That's what I feel. So, enjoy your time with him, but it looks like she can do better. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we have again. So that's the 5 of Swords. Yeah, so it's like a bit like awkward communication. And then we also have the 5 of Wands, which is again like another kind of people, each with their passions, kind of at odds with each other. Or like, let's say these are magic wands and they're trying to wave them to make something happen, but they're like bumping into other people's magic wands, And it's like seems a bit chaotic. Like if you want to look at it on the positive side, then it's great that everybody has a passion in this world and everybody's an individual, but these people are not able to get along. So it's possible that she's around creative people that are interesting in their own right, but they don't have the level of maturity to like engage in a way that like everyone feels like a king or a queen. And they maybe have like lack mentality, like if someone really succeeds well in life, sometimes it triggers other people to feel like they have something I don't, but we always have just as much magic as anybody else. And it's an illusion to think that anyone is like inferior or superior. Like we're all God's children, And sorry, I can hear my computer wanting to overheat, so I'm just gonna throw like a box underneath it. Wait, just one sec. Hope that doesn't. All right, dear Macintosh, don't make your computers overheat. Okay, so, all right. Yeah, so if this was like a bit her private life, then this is like her kind of work life, or her friends, or her crew kind of thing. And they need to like take their focus. Just one second. They need to take their focus off of her and her success and her mission, and on their freaking selves, like to appreciate their own thing, their own mission. That could be like happening alongside of hers, but it's not like instead, or like you don't have to have that like deprived view of things. Like there's space in the world for all of us to like do our magic and find the appreciation and audience for whatever we do. So if I were Ariana Grande in this instant, I wouldn't take personally people getting all up in their ego about like how much she's glowing and succeeding. You know, like in this card, in this like relationship card, like it could be lonely at the top in the sense that not everybody is functioning at such a high level of achievement and excellence. And for whatever reason, you know, she decided to come in strong, like at an early age, and just like own it. And that's great, because she's able to share her gifts for a longer period of time, and to open doors for other younger performers to like say like, this is real, like kids can like do really well. Yeah, so I wouldn't take too seriously like the chatter or like people feeling like, why are you so successful and I'm not, and whatever. They're just people who are focusing their intentions instead of on themselves, like on her. And it can feel a bit like fighting, but if you look at it through the eyes of love or through the eyes of, you know, God or source energy, then you're just seeing like passionate people just using it incorrectly. It's kind of like if you, this is a really dumb example, but like let's say you buy like a high pressure hose nozzle for water, and it's your first time using it, so you're like, hey, this is gonna be great, and you screw it on, and then you start spraying, and it's like way too focused and hard, and like you like made a plant like fall out of your garden, or I don't know, something not major, but like that wasn't wanted, like happens with this hose, and then you like learn to master what is the like the pressure that you like for your purposes. So it's just like some people, maybe they're younger too, like who are in this awkward phase of just like not knowing how to use their, like not having the mastery of their gifts totally in line yet. And instead of just going like, maybe I'm awkward because I'm awkward and I haven't put my time in yet to like becoming amazing, why don't I focus on that instead of criticizing other people for being awesome and having their shit together? So that feels like that's in her environment too. So I hope that she's able to like compartmentalize and go like, kind of put the filter on, like, it's great that you're so passionate and creative. Like, I'm not going to let your decision to be in the judging energy like bother me. Because if you take stuff at face value in a 3D mindset, stuff's going to bother you for sure. But if you look at things through the eyes of love, through like, how would God see this? Like, you know, it's more gentle and like makes more sense in the big picture. Okay, don't feel caught up in the details so much. Okay. Then we have the Daughter of Cups. This is a pretty card from the Mother Peace deck. And so in this case, I feel like Ariana Grande really appreciates, like, you know, the spa day, or like if say she has like an awesome place at home or vacation spot or whatever, like she really knows how to like take the time, her me time, and regenerate. Like she knows that she gets her energy like from, you know, Mother Earth, and it's like recharging the battery. Like you can feel good in other ways through other methods, but like she knows the power of like how Mother Earth can like regenerate a person and, you know, make you feel like a kid again, and I'm just gonna look at this for a second. And it also looks like she's, obviously singing in this card. Like it looks kind of like that. Like could be a stage set. But right now, I think, obviously because of COVID restrictions, everything, it's more like her me time and like really getting deeper with like, why do I sing? Like, how do I want to express myself moving forward? And I kind of feel like these red areas on the side are how she was feeling kind of encroached by this type of energy before, like where there's like too much chatter, too much gossip and fighting and jealousy. And just I feel like right now she realizes like there is a safe space for me within the world where not everybody's like being awesome all the time. And there's just enough space for me to like do my thing. And I don't need to worry about this encroaching energy. So that's nice that she takes the time to like recharge and stuff. She could have been working on something or a relationship for like a while and putting like all her effort into it. And now she feels like, okay, I've really tried my best and I'm like, peace out kind of. And because she is fully aware that there's these other achievements, like these two mountains that she can go to even greater heights than what she had like established here, like up to the moment of now. And it's like this riverbed has dried up now and it's not filling her cups of joy. It's not making her feel abundant anymore. So it's like, what else do I want to achieve? So there's a bit of a, like I was feeling in this card where she's like analyzing like her career and the way that she sings and stuff and like how she wants to present herself in a like highly authentic manner that's like still like super powerful and still like pop star and everything, but it's like really gathering the energy of like Mother Earth and like letting that fill her, like her kind of cosmos. And it's not like she's reflecting Mother Earth, she's getting recharged by it to be like really even more herself, really. Because when a character in the tarot is without clothing, it means they're authentic. So yeah, it's just like this extreme comfort level in who she is based on this time that she spent alone, like realizing like there is a separation between like the BS of the outside world and what I have created, what my soul came here to do, what I've already been doing. And just like rejoicing almost like alone, like in this, during the quarantines and stuff. And because so many concerts have been suspended, this kind of alone time to just like really define like even more brightly like her gifts, which is really cool. So it might seem like to some fans it's like, oh, you're leaving behind whatever, like I don't know, wearing cat ears or whatever kind of thing people are used to that like gave people a lot of joy and like love in the past, and moving forward to like reach even greater heights of creativity, like expression and authenticity. So that's really nice. Because she was feeling like really stabbed in the back by all this like negative communication and jealousy, and it's like the world wasn't letting her walk from A to B without throwing these swords in her back. And it's like, why? Just let her, let her live her life and be awesome. Like there's room for everybody to be awesome. So she took the time to like refocus and say like, I've got the world in my hands. Like, what do I want to call forth? What am I anticipating into my life that I can then like celebrate and parade through the village with having achieved? So that's nice. It's nice that she has the strength to walk away from something that was like not working for her, and to just get up and go like, you know, you guys can't hurt me any more than you tried to do. I now feel this safe separation between myself and whatever you guys are up to, which is like this unfocused rage and passion. And that's not going to stop me from like reimagining my life the way I want it, and then going through the world, like celebrating it on horseback through the village with the laurel wreath on her passion wand, you know. So that's really nice. Yeah, and we also have the star card. So again, with this message of like recharging, cleansing, like mind, body, and soul, a connection with Mother Earth. Like maybe she loves swimming or going to places with like amazing salt water or whatever. Looking at the stars, and maybe she's also aware that like animals give you messages too. Like there is a strong connection between the animal and her in terms of knowing that they play a role in the universe and that they have important little messages for her. Like obviously if she's someone who's very inspired, she's used to that, like connecting with you know, messages type things that are not like words by humans and or things written down. Like they're just inspiring events or energies. Like someone who's at such a high level of performance and can make like inspired like vocal runs, let's say, is someone who's open to just freely going into that expanse where it's wordless, you know, and you kind of filter the messages like non-verbally and stuff. So I feel like for her, if she saw like a rabbit cross the road, or you know, a dragonfly land on a fence post, or you know, it would mean something to her, and she'd kind of like get the right message that the universe is trying to send at that time. So that's really cute. All right, just got a few more cards here. Just kind of look at it. So we have okay. What is this card? On this deck, it's like a little bit hard to figure out. Okay, I'm gonna put that one aside and figure out what number 14 is in the major arcana in a second. Okay. I can also just like, obviously the depiction tells you something, so wait. I don't think it's the death card in the sense of like something ending and a new cycle beginning, but like she certainly seems in this dream state, like similar to this card. Okay, wait, I'm just gonna look at it. Yeah, it's like her personal dream, her personal sort of journey through life and what she's creating and going through has like a ripple effect on her fans, who kind of like joyously play and just like even just the very ends of her hair here. So she doesn't even have to try. It's like her magic is working even when she sleeps. It's like having a passive income business online, like while you're sleeping, you're still like receiving income and stuff. So it's sort of like that, where her influence is constant, whether she's awake or asleep. And she also, because she's a spiritual person, she's being taken on this beautiful voyage because of her excellent faith. And she knows that like she doesn't have to be always the one looking out for what's coming next. Like she has a lot of trust. And this degree of trust in the universe, in God, like taking her where she needs to go next, creates so much joy that like her fans, her numerous fans, like get the benefit of living in that space that she has created. You know, it's like going into a stadium and seeing her perform. Like she created that vibe in the stadium. and people can come and rejoice in it, or just even if they're not in person, like the things that she created, her mindset, her goals and stuff has this like positive effect on people who are paying attention to her. And there's also some like curious other onlookers who aren't like following everything she does, but they're like, they have an awareness that she exists and her path, and it's like a path of strength. So it really looks like she enjoys so much being intuitive and following her muse. Like it's really quite, if you look at this card, like it's a really nice vibe. And it's like a mature kind of faith. And it makes her feel like super calm, and she knows that like this fish eye like looks super awake. It's like God is always awake, but like always knows where to go next, and it's like she's cool with going with the flow. It's really nice. Then we have Cosmic Heart from the Rumi deck. And that's like kind of dissolving your energy, because we don't really see like a person. Like maybe there's a bit of a slight face in here, but you're so like open to like cosmic energy, to like God's love and messages and like God's will. More like it's just flooding her space. And yes, there are some like negative, kind of weird, exciting situations around, like let's say if you're a touring musician, like there's some boring parts to touring, like 100%, like, and but that doesn't totally drown out like this type of thing where she's able to nurture this beautiful communication with God, like where it's like regenerating her and also giving her inspiration. And it's like these people around her, which are like these darker colors, are sort of taking her through time and space, different situations, different concerts, events, videos, recording, whatever. And she's able to maintain this like ball of light like throughout it, around her. And sure, like sometimes you can get a bit, some situations can make you a bit mad, but this light is like more powerful. And I feel like if she has a tendency towards one mood or another, like her tendency is to always go back to like center, where she's centered in faith and the love and joy of like being a creative person who's bringing joy, like spreading joy in the world, and a message of like artistic excellence. Yeah, and if she can see that it's like, and I'm sure she can by this point, but anyway, like this type, if she can see that like what might, all these things that might make her a bit mad, or just these people trying to do their thing in their own way that might be like different from other people, that seems like chaos, but in fact it's just like a bunch of people expressing their sort of color in life. And just because someone's got like a red vibe and someone has a, an indigo kind of blue vibe or whatever, or someone has like a lighter blue vibe, like it doesn't make anyone like wrong. It's just where they're coming from, their level of development, whatever. And that shouldn't like ruin the beautifulness of like whatever faith and inspiration you're deciding to carry through your life in an unapologetic way. So that's really nice. It seems like to me like she needs this vacation time, because like there is a lot of pressure on her to make it happen for like a large number of employees and for her fans and stuff. But in the end, her fans won't be happy unless she's happy. So it's like RuPaul says, like, put your oxygen mask on first. Like she needs to just really celebrate herself take the time to like really be authentic, like who am I, what do I want, what message do I want to give, despite like whatever kind of nonsense is going around me, then things will just go perfectly. Then we have these two cards, these crystal cards. Balance. I'm balanced, whole, and complete. These are boji stones. And then we have rhodochrosite. Self-acceptance. I fully accept myself and know that I'm worthy of great things in life. So the crystal kingdom is asking her to ask for support with balance. And you can kind of see that in this card where things can be tinged with a bit of like frustration, situations from the outside, but that shouldn't like stop her glow up, you know? So try to just understand what these emotions are that people are sending you, and they're not actually directed at you. They're just their passions being misguided. It's like an electrical current. Like ideally everybody puts their electrical current into the projects, you know, to just make them come alive. But sometimes people can not really know what they want to do, but they have all this energy in it. And when they attach their energy to you, it's like you're getting an electric shock. Like, what was that? Like, and it's like, I think you can find a better place for that. Yeah, so, and also the Crystal Kingdom's asking her to have more self-acceptance. Yeah, so their message is, I fully accept myself, and I know that I am worthy of great things in life. I mean, she's already achieved great things in life, but it's like, really get in there, like cut the noise out of the outside world, get into like what is authentically you, to regain your power, and then present it like unapologetically. Because in the end, people are gonna support you. So you may as well do the thing that's like right by you, you know? Yeah, so just try to find that, gather that like balance and self-acceptance, whether that's going on some sort of retreat, either at home or somewhere beautiful in the world. Okay, and then we just have a few cards here from the Hermetic Tarot, and then I'll wrap it up. So 10 of Pentacles, the Lord of Wealth. I mean, she's doing well, so she'll continue to do well, obviously. And it feels like she's done, in my mind, it feels like she's done like 3 of these, and she has like a long, beautiful, strong career ahead of her. And that like, maybe there's going to be a project where she's acting and doing the soundtrack that's going to be like amazing, like really amazing. I don't know if that's in like 4 years or something, but if she wants to do some sort of biopic or any kind of like feature film where she's acting and singing, I highly recommend it, because like it feels like incredibly good. So that's exciting to look forward to. I feel too that she's a charitable person, and like these flowers. So whatever success she has, she makes a point to support other creative things, or like helping children, or like, it's nice. Like her, you could either, when you think of her down the line, you could either think of her achievements, her records, or you could think of like these beautiful flowers that she gave back to the earth, like in terms of her generosity. So that's really nice. And then there's the King of Pentacles. So this is obviously someone who's like very powerful in the material world, which she has proven to be. I'm just gonna look at it. Yeah, so she's able, like this bull, to just like make it happen. It's like, you can say what you want about, you can do this, you can do that. It's like, we're coming in, which is really sweet. Yeah, and she can be a bit funny. Like, look at this guy's face. So she has a sense of humor and can be direct, I feel. And some people might see that as like being privileged, but I feel like she's earned this power. I don't feel like she was always given the space to be a powerful person. She became that. She fought for it by being like, nope, I'm doing this. And that's really cool, like very inspiring. And you can't take it away from her. You can't just say like, oh, you grew up rich or you blah blah blah. Like it's not like that kind of vibe where you just step into a situation. She created it from nothing, I feel. Forgive me for not knowing a lot about her background. I'm just doing like a psychic reading based on her, since my friend mentioned doing this reading. So I'm just having a look. Yeah, and I also feel like, I feel like she's making the most of her situation. Like this wheeled carriage is not like exactly as high octane as she would like it to be. It's like she's working with a wagon wheel when she should be driving a Ferrari in this case. So I feel like she has aspirations like much higher than where she is presently. And based on her knowledge that she can do it, like she's super capable. So there might be ways in which like the industry is just throwing her some bones that are like, not adequate. It's kind of like I think of Prince in the sense that like his record labels messed with him a lot, and there might have been some like limitations that he felt like during his career, and he couldn't like fully just go for it. Even David Bowie's stuff, like, and Michael Jackson's stuff, like their costumes or whatever, like when you see them up close in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like they look so homemade and like fragile, or it's that kind of thing where the industry could be like her record company, managers, whatever, like they could be doing a lot more for her than they are. They're doing like the basic thing to just make it move at a minimal thing, because like we're just dealing with these wagon wheels here. It's not gonna cut it, because look how powerful she is. Like, oh my goodness, So I feel that like if her record label, her agent, her manager, whatever, her helpers are doing the minimum, you will benefit more by giving her more opportunities, like giving her more creative self-expression. In the end, it'll benefit you, like to see it as selfish, as supporting her and her muse, because it's really strong and proven, and you're just sometimes, it's like when people say like, I don't know, I was trying to give an example. My mind is like went blank. But it's like if you want to do something like, I don't know, open a restaurant, you have like a restaurant concept that's awesome or something, and then people are like, well, there's already McDonald's, like why would you, what I mean? Like there's already blah 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 something. And it's like, no, it's about going forth and just perfection, like every day going in, taking what is and like just taking it further, like inspired, in an inspired fashion. Just, it's like when I grew up in the 70s and 80s, like good coffee wasn't a thing. Like it's like someone say like, do you want a coffee? And it's like you take out the like freeze dried Nescafe or whatever, and that was like, it's good. It's like no. And now there's like the third wave or whatever. I don't know how many waves of coffee there are, but like there's more than two. And it's like if the third wave guy in the 80s was like, I'm gonna make you the perfect espresso, people would be like, why bother? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like she wants to give the world the perfect espresso, and everyone's like, but it's just coffee, and she's like, no, it's perfect espresso. Like, let me make it perfect. Like, stop limiting me. Like, if it's an unlimited budget, if you're playing stadiums and you can afford to like send off like fireworks and have like 30 different colors of light and 50 people working for you backstage or more, you can make something happen that the artist actually wants to make. Like, come on guys. So don't limit her creative expression anymore with your stupid budget concerns and like your limitations of what you think she should or shouldn't do at this time. Like, don't be the gatekeepers of heaven, like just throw those gates open and let like magic pour out. Like, just 1 second. This card fell down. All right, what do we got here? Then we have the King of Wands. Wow, we got so much royalty up in here. So we have, I gotta look at this card for a second. I'll let you see it and then I'll talk about it. Okay. Yeah, so again, it feels like that same energy where it's like there's other people with their ideas creating, like not making space for everybody's ideas. Like they decided to all congregate, which makes them hit their sticks together. But it's like you could make a bit of pandemic kind of 6 feet apart and then everyone's free to be as strong as they want to be. Like maybe her manager needs to realize like what their job is. Like, I just manage. Like, I'm not also the artist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let the artist be the one who is leading the artistic life and decide, like, making the creative decisions. And just because like 10,000 people saw Billy Joel in 1985 and his stage set looked like this and they sold these types of t-shirts, doesn't mean that that's appropriate for 2021. So it's like, let the artist be fierce and strong and like just plow through life strongly, and don't be like roaring at them to be like, hey, where are you going? Where are you going with that talent? It's like, hi, sorry, I was busy like taking my chariot through fire. Dude, I was busy being awesome. So like, stop bugging me with like your limitations or where you think I should go next. Like, come on. Like, if it would be, I don't know, like it'd be like telling David Bowie, like, don't wear makeup on stage, or don't like, don't be so bright in your interviews, or like whatever it is. Like, it's just like, it's better if we just don't cap that stuff. Like, let it be limitless and beautiful and awesome. Like, it's okay if Jimi Hendrix wears like a silk robe on like late night television because that's how he wants to dress. Like, it's beautiful. Like, let people be themselves and stop being like, well, marketing says that your shoes should be like 8 inches high instead of 4, whatever it is. Like, it's just, oh my gosh, like, let her be her in her zone, like in her beautiful, let her take this magic that she creates alone and bring it to the world without like barking instructions at her, so she can like take this beauty through the fire of like existence. Okay, then we have the last card is the 7 of Swords. And okay, and if you like this video, by the way, can you press like, or if you want to see more videos like this, press subscribe. And you can also send me messages about anybody else, any other famous person you want me to do a reading on. Okay. 7 of Swords. Okay, so I'll just let you look at it one more time and then I'll talk about it. Yeah, so it feels like these seven swords are like keeping this sort of beautiful essence like in a cage of like these negative words and um this like beautiful kind of like cloudy spiritual essence. And it's like people have to chill out and like open that up and drop their swords and realize like their fight is between them and themselves. And they shouldn't be like focusing on saying like you can do this, you can't do that to somebody else who's like obviously being a good person and um, just trying to be a creative, expressive artist and stuff. So um, I think like if it were her, like if I were giving the advice directly to her, it would be like just see this as misguided passion on the part of other people, misdirected energy of communication where they haven't like connected with their own kind of purpose in life, and so they choose to like criticize and try to control someone else's energy and why, like um and it can sometimes this sword can like pierce kind of the heart of it can be hurtful sometimes, but if you think of like the universe and God, it's like unconditionally loving, like it's like a love that can never be destroyed. So even if someone like tried to like pierce this, it heals itself, like it never actually was hurt in the first place. And so if you just put all your focus on like what is beautiful, what's beautiful within you, and logically it's stronger and more pure and more like the truth of the universe, then all this stuff just kind of loses its power and has people realize like they're not having the effect they desired of like trapping and changing someone. So it's like they realize like it's useless to try to do that. Like why, they get a bit of a download on like I'm wasting my time with that. So I would say in general for Ariana Grande, it's like she can enjoy this like time of healing and regeneration and really focusing on like her faith, that she's able to go with the flow like safely, being guided spiritually, that God knows what's best and where to take her next, and you just like to like she's already kind of let go of that controlling nature that some people can have about like where am I going in my life, because she has this beautiful kind of trust and acceptance and merging with source energy that allows her to be this expression of this beautiful kind of inspired source energy like that created everything, like everybody should be, like we all have that connection within us. It's like, do we choose to be aware of it and to merge with it is another question. And the people that do tend to feel like this super relaxed, like they're carried, they're loved, they don't have to worry, all they have to do is like be in that headspace and like keep balancing and cleansing themselves so that they can keep that authenticity and go back to that, so that they're not getting caught up in like, well, why'd you say that, like who are you, why are you expressing these different feelings around me. Yeah, and that if she leaves behind like painful experiences from the past that are just like, oh my God, enough, and has the bravery to be curious about what's next and have faith that like, yeah, I'm leaving behind something that I worked with for a long time, but I know there's like all these other beautiful adventures waiting for me. And I have faith, I'm calling that forth, and I know I'm going to go through life like celebrating my achievements. So it's like really nice reading, and thank you to Ariana Grande for letting us, spiritually have insight into these energies and stuff that are around her. And I hope you guys have a great day. And if you want to choose the next person I do a reading about, like, feel free to contact me. Hope you have a good day.